Hello, and welcome to the Thyroid Warrior podcast. I'm Ebony, and I'm here as your wellness facilitator. I'm going to be sharing my experiences in managing Hashimoto's disease. I really hope that it'll help you on your personal journey. Keep in mind, however, this does not substitute for medical advice. It is only for your information and motivational purposes only. Now, let's get started. You guys, I am so excited because Monday, March 16th, I am going to have a 14-day online empowerment camp. And it is, as I said, online, 14 days. You will get access to a private Facebook group, nutrition and meal prep tips, mindset prompts, accountability support, and more. And I know with everything going on with the coronavirus and the pandemic that is currently happening, this is even more important for us to build a strong community and really and truly get focused on just working through all of these habits that we're talking about, especially because we're at that point where your New Year's resolutions have either been given up or you're struggling to try to really and truly reinforce those. So now is the perfect opportunity to do that. And you can go to joyfulebony.com/empower camp to sign up, and it will lend itself perfectly to what we're about to talk about in today's episode. So sign up at joyfulebony.com/empower camp, and I can't wait to see you inside of our community. Now, let's jump into our episode. Hello, everyone. Talk about the ghosts of Christmas past. So last week, we talked about establishing an identity of what it means to be healthy. And I talked a little bit about different healthy habits and how you can start looking at just the little things in order to build up to a long-term habit. And today I want to talk about your past. And typically this is not something that I am a fan of. However, from a behavior change perspective, I want to take a look at that because what it's going to do is help to clarify some of the things that may have worked really well for you and things that didn't work well for you. And I want to start off by asking you that very question. What worked for you in the past? When you think about getting healthy, when you think about when you were at that point where you were doing really well in your health journey, or eating fruits and vegetables, or doing the things that you've always wanted to do, or losing the weight, what did you do? What were some of those habits that you had? How did you get things done? Was it because you had more energy? Was it because you had more help? Were you getting up earlier? What was your work-life balance at the time? How did you experience the world at the time? Like, were you having a lot of symptoms from a thyroid disease perspective or a thyroid management perspective? Or did you have everything in perfect alignment, for example? And right now, let's say you're going through a rough patch. It happens. I know exactly what it feels like to fall off. You guys know I went through a divorce. And my dad had cancer, and my mom has been sick, and it's been one thing after another. And I have been struggling to get up really early in the morning like I typically do because there are just so many emotionally draining things happening in my life right now. And it's been hard. So for a month straight, I haven't been able to get out of bed. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna be late to work every day. And my late technically is on time, but still, I like to get to work early, and I just haven't done that. And when I stopped, instead of beating up on myself about, man, why aren't you up early? Why aren't you in the office 30 minutes earlier? Why? I took a second to take a deep breath and I thought about it. And that's when I realized I've been staying up late to check on my dad to make sure he's okay. I've been having a difficult time sleeping because my wonderful friends that like to landscape and the fact that spring typically comes early in the DMV area, my allergies are starting to act up. And so I've been toying with the heat in my apartment a lot. And so the air is dry and I'm having a hard time sleeping. Like, I'm processing through all of those things so that I can be more clear as to why is this, what happened? What are the changes? How am I less effective than what I was a month ago? And by doing that, I write it down and I say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to try to go to bed 30 minutes early and I'm going to try to get up 15 minutes earlier or maybe 10 minutes earlier. I'm not doing anything drastic because when you try to go cold turkey on something or you're quote unquote going all in, sometimes you end up burning yourself out before you even get out the gate. And I want to be successful. I don't want to set myself up for failure. So that's why I'm like, all right, I'm going to set a timer and my alarm is going to be for 10 minutes earlier tomorrow. And so I start gradually adding more time to when I wake up earlier to ease myself into it so that I'm actually successful and I don't set myself up for failure. So that's one way of doing things. Taking on more responsibility. And I feel like if I hear one more person say I'm busy, I'm going to scream. Because in the particular situation or the time that I'm in right now, everyone is busy around me. So what that makes me feel like, and this is what I've communicated to my team members a lot, is when you say that, it makes it feel like what you're doing is more important than what I'm doing, especially when I need your help and I can't go to anyone else. So how can we work together to work smarter and not harder and make sure that we're being conscious that we're not actually isolating each other by saying things like that? Because it makes me shut down when someone says that to me. And it's habit, right? We say, oh, I'm busy or I'm good, or insert whatever your pet phrase is so that people will leave you alone. I do it all the time. I'm not judging you. Not at all. But that used to be a very bad habit for me. And when that started being projected back to me, I was like, oh, I need to change how I say things and how I approach other people. And I want to have this spirit of just being open, but I also want to make sure that I have those boundaries set in place so that I can honor the things that I need to get done and the person that I'm trying to become. But also, I'm not taking on so much that I can't move forward. So when you're looking at the things that worked for you in the past and the things that didn't work, I want you to ask yourself, how can I start to implement the small changes that we talked about last week so that I can begin the process of living a happier, healthier, and more joy-filled life? So answer that question for me. Let me know. I'm on Joyful Ebony on all social media platforms, and I would love to hear what you're going to do differently. So with that, be happy, be whole, and be well. Take care. Okay, Thyroid Warriors. Get out there and take things one step at a time. Remember, be great, reflect on your triumphs, and as always, be well. Take care.